There are no good deals out there. Things just don't make sense and the numbers don't add up. These are all things I'm hearing about the real estate market today. But the truth is, I'm still finding deals. So stick around and I'll share with you how I was able to find some deals. Hi, my name is Darren. I have over 100 residential rental units and I have one industrial. Today, I'm going to share with you the second part of a 3-part series. And if you haven't seen the first part, it's going to be linked down below. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I was able to pick up the single family next to the triplex, package those up together, and then exchange them into the industrial deal. So how did I buy this deal? Generally, when I buy a new project like the triplex, I let the neighbors know what's going on. So this particular deal had a lot of vandalism, a lot of crime, a lot of homeless people in there. So I made sure that I gave them my card, they could have direct access to me. And then I was going to let them know that I was a local person taking care of the project. It was going to be a little bit noisy, a little bit dirty, because we're going to have to trash it out. So this particular neighbor was, again, right next door. So the neighbors next door actually inherited the house. They knew they were in an up and coming area, but they just didn't have the skills nor the cash to actually do the whole entire renovation. So their plan was to just fix it up little by little. And they were really thankful that I was there because there were break-ins and people still just doing so much vandalism and breaking and living in the actual units. So as you can see, this was a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom property, and it was completely gutted. Those yellow wires are actually new wires that they pulled, but it definitely wasn't up to code or finished. So that front room is the first bedroom, and then the middle is that bathroom. And then right now we're in that second bedroom area. That add-on to the back, I wasn't sure if that was part of the original home, but that could have been a good utility room with a really nice open space there. The kitchen was really, really small. And so ideally for this property, I was going to actually add on to the back and make it a full 3-2 instead of making it a 2-bedroom. The other option would have been making it a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house and then making a stackable laundry. But once again, that kitchen space was just way too small. Let's jump into the numbers now and you can see what the ARV would have been, what the expected amount of renovations. And, once again, you can judge me to see if I made a mistake or not. A stipulation for the 1031 exchange is that you would hold onto something or you bought it with the intention of holding onto it for a longer term period. As you can tell, this one wasn't actually the case. I sold it a couple months afterwards, but my initial intention was to purchase, have them side by side and actually increase the value of the neighborhood, thus increasing the properties. Didn't happen that way, so hopefully I'm in the right. I believe I am, just because my initial original intention was a longer term hold. So let's jump into the numbers. I had this property under contract for $30,000, but once again, it was a relationship and they actually had to go through probate and it took a lot longer. I ended up paying part of their closing costs, part of their lawyer fees for the probate. At $30,000, the total cost was $33,345. Once again, usually the closing cost is not that much, but I decided to pay a lot of theirs just to make sure that they would get a good net. I got a couple quotes from a couple GCs. The one that I would have gone with was $86,084.34. Now, I have actually done 2 add-ons before. One was just a small bathroom. The second was a master suite with actually 2 stories on top. This one I didn't feel comfortable doing because it was actually a very large one. And then also my crew took a long time for both of those. So I'm actually going to round this one up to $100,000 just because I know there's so many change orders. Maybe I would like a different material. And I had not worked with this GC before. The carrying cost, I did buy this one cash, but if you were to use a hard money loan or private money on top of the insurance, taxes, and the utilities and different things like that, I just rounded to $20,000. So the total cost would have been $153,345. So most likely I'll just round that to 153. So next we try to find the ARV, which stands for after repair value. This property before the add-on was 988 square feet. The addition would have been 400 square feet. So the total would have been 1388. I ran some comps, and one that I'm going to show layered over this one is actually a really beautiful house, brand new. And it was just a couple blocks over. This one was 1,602 square feet. It was also a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but it actually had a 2-car garage. It sold for $251,000 in 4 days. I'm actually guessing it sold below its list price, but I'm guessing it didn't appraise for what it needed to, so the owners had to take a cut. So that actually equates to $168 per square foot. What you do is you multiply, and that is kind of the ARV. This one came out to $233,184. I'm just going to round to $230. So say we sold it for $230,000. There are some closing costs associated. I'm a licensed real estate agent, so I would have represented myself saving a little bit, but usually you just want to take 10% just in case. And then previous to this crazy buying frenzy, it wouldn't be out of ordinary for the seller to actually pay some of the closing costs for the buyer. So that's why I always estimate 10%. So the total in your pocket would have been $207,000 minus 153, which was the all-in cost, equals $54,000 as a net. So that is the total cost if I was to flip that property. But like I mentioned before, I would probably do a burst strategy, maybe rent it out, maybe even do an Airbnb strategy, but that wasn't the case. So as you can see, I gave up two really, really good deals. The first deal was a triplex that would have been a perfect burst strategy, pulling out all my capital and giving me cash flow, and then also growing the equity with the loan pay down. In this particular one, like I said, I would have kept it myself, but this one was more equity heavy because everything would have been brand new and the valuation hopefully would have hit that. But since it was only one unit, the cash flow would have been probably poor, maybe even negative, probably negative, in taking into all the considerations. But blended together, it would have been a perfect deal. So once again, I'm kind of crazy for selling these two really, really great properties, or even potentially great properties, exchange into the industrial deal. So if you like these pieces of content, please consider subscribing. Also, I'm going to be putting together an email newsletter. It's going to be linked below. So if you'd like to sign up for that, I'd really appreciate that. But stick around for part 3 because that's the best part. I actually go and do a deep dive into my industrial deal. And I think you're going to be pretty impressed with me because I'm loving the deal. Peace.